Hey everybody, so it's been a while since I last made a video for YouTube. I used to do it for a company I used to work for, a lot of them, and then I just God, left a bad taste in my mouth. But for this, I thought it was worth doing one more. This will probably be my last one, but this is pretty special. So this is a a 6 foot tall whirlwind globe, an inflatable, air-blown inflatable Gemmy whirlwind globe, and there's a cool story behind this, which made it worth making a video about. So, what if you grew up in the time than I did, and you're talking like early 2000s, really all the 2000s into the 2010s, when that was a late 90s kid, you saw these everywhere. And for many years, I used to collect these, starting from when I was like 8 or 9 years old up until I went to college. And then once I went to college, I stopped really caring. You know, you grow up, you have adult problems you got to take care of. And it's been about 10 years since I last really cared. But now that I have a house of my own and I actually have a front yard, I was like, well, maybe I could start putting these things up again. So all the ones I collected as a kid, I had given to my younger brothers, and they put it up every year in my parents' house. They do a good job. But then I started collecting my own, and one of the ones I always wanted was a Whirlwind Globe. These were made probably 2006 to like 2008, 2009-ish. So they didn't make them that long. They were very similar to the snow globes that they used to make, and they recently brought back a few years ago, where it used to be snow coming down. But on these ones, they were leaves that would swirl around the globe. And they only made them for like 2 or 3 years. So they're incredibly rare. Now, what makes this one super important to me, and was just a stroke of luck finding it, was it is new. It's brand new in the box. And I did confirm that when I bought it today. The top isn't open. It's still sealed. But what's really crazy, I mean, these will go all day, $300, $350, $400 brand new online. If you can prove they've never been opened, they're very valuable. This one, I found this on Marketplace, no joke, $18. So it is still a bit of a risk. You know, this is a 20-year-old globe. This is a 2006, I believe. I'll have to confirm that. But it was not sitting indoors the entire time. The guy who originally bought it, I was told by the seller, she got it from him. He was her neighbor. And he bought it, never used it, basically just stored it. So I know for a fact it was in a garage for 9 years, which makes me a little bit antsy. Because, you know, if you leave them in the heat, especially if it's excessive heat, even if you don't open the box, they will often have what we call melting, which is where the sealant on the fabric will start to melt. And then it won't hold air. There'll be holes in it. So we're going to open that up. And I mean, if this works, this might be the buy of the year, maybe the buy of the decade. You do not find these brand new for anything less than like $300 these days. And the most I've ever seen was $425. So this is going to be interesting. We'll see if we can open it up and see how the condition is. See if it was worth the drive and the $18. So you can see this is all sealed. This is the original tape. I don't know if it's focusing. This is the original tape. It was never opened. And we're going to open it, see how it looks. This is going to be first time this thing has ever seen the light of day in 20 years. 20 years. We'll see how it looks. So here's what it looks like on the inside. Back in the day, they used to actually have these zip ties. Today, especially if they're younger collectors, they realize there's no zip ties on them. They used to have zip ties in these cool things with instructions. You can see they had the Whirlwind specific instructions. I've never seen one of these in person because I've never owned one of these. I was too young back then to afford them. It's got a weird, kind of weird smell to it. It has been sitting in the garage for a while. I'll take this out here. All right, I'm going to open this up and then we'll get back to the video. All right, so I don't know if you can see it. We've got it opened up here. Not great lighting, but it does feel a little bit sticky, which is making me a little nervous. It's not crazy. Mostly dry. The plastic is not yellowed. You know, you gotta be very careful with this stuff. It's 20 years old and it was never used. And it's got the venerable, what was this? So this thing is enormous. I think it's an SJD 114, maybe it's SDJ, I can't remember. This is the most powerful fan they've ever produced for these inflatables. They didn't make these very long. They made them just for these globes for a few years, and that was it. So we're going to get these bats, and you got your stakes here, the old school ones, which I like. We're going to get these bats inside, and we're going to blow it up and see how it works. All right, so it's not great light in here, but we are going to plug it in. All the bats were put in. There are actually 2 zippers inside there. So we put them in both zippers, closed them both, all the little bats in the bag, and now we're going to see the moment of truth. Does it hold air? All right. Nope, wrong way. There we go. Here it is. Slowly blowing up. This is going to take forever. Let me get this blown up and then I will put the camera back on. All right. There it is. It works perfectly. Look at the bats flying around. This was $18. I was looking around it earlier and it doesn't look like there's any leaks. The bats are flowing around in here perfectly. Wow. I can't even believe it. I thought I grew up. Apparently I didn't. Because this is just so cool. I'm sorry it's not a great camera shot. I'm on my couch. But you can see that it is way bigger than I thought it was going to be. And the bats just flow around perfectly. It's super tight. They're not sticking to anything. There's no static electricity. But yeah, to find one of these, remember this was $18 on Marketplace. And look at this. It's amazing to see in person. It looks awesome. And I wish they would make these again because it's such a cool design. I also like on these ones the base is really shallow, so most of the air volume is up here in the globe. We have the tree. There's 2 skulls down at the bottom, which is kind of hard to see. Got the skulls, the tree, the tombstone, and the ghost on top. I mean, it's nice and tight. And the bats are just swirling around like crazy. Let's see if I can push it back a little bit for you. Here's the fan. So we're going to slide it back. Let me get a better view. All right. There we go. That's better. Yeah, I can't even believe this. $18 on Marketplace. Probably the best deal on one of these ever. Brand new in box. I probably won't even put this up. I'm just going to hold this as a collect. Maybe I'll do it at parties for Halloween or something, but this is not going in the yard. This is too special. The fan is super powerful too. It's, you know, today the most powerful fans that they've got from Gemmy are the YEF 200, and they are very powerful, but this thing is just torquier. I know it has a capacitor on it, which is kind of like gives it a little extra boost, especially when it starts up. But you can see, I mean, look at how the bats are just flying around this thing. It is something special. Yeah, very, very cool. They got a little ghost on the top. Good detail. They're big. It's 6 foot, but it feels a lot bigger than that. So I'm going to be holding on to this one. Just wanted to document this. Crazy that it actually worked and that there's no leaks. And now we got this whirlwind effect with these bats. This is the best one I think I've ever seen. I just got lucky. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. This is a moment to document. And yeah, it's definitely going to be going in the collection. I'll be using it very selectively because they don't make these anymore and they probably never will again. Thanks.